let's face it, you're in hip hell. You overworked your hips so much yesterday, and you need to have a good day today. Maybe you just want to work on some active recovery, or you want to prepare your hips to do some more things today, but you can't move, you're a tin man. So this is a sequence to help you with that. You need a pair of therapy balls. I've got the yoga tune-up balls out of the tote. Greg's got the plus balls in the tote. Lay down and place the balls right above your outer hip. That is right above a bone called the greater trochanter. And the balls should fall right into a little cave of soft tissue. The practice is very simple. You take a breath in, hold your breath, and then activate the glute. You can activate the glute by squeezing your butt or by pushing your knee into the ground, and then exhale and release. Then move the therapy balls about 1/4 of an inch higher towards your sacrum. Take a breath in, hold your breath, activate the glute or push the knee into the ground, or do them both, and then exhale and slowly release. So you'll do this in slow motion all the way up towards the sacrum. Greg's going to keep going, and I'll contextualize this a little bit more. But with each pass, each time you go into the next nook, you don't need to go to a 10 with your contraction. You can increase the tension, scaling it up, and then as you let go, scale it down. So in other words, you don't have to have gas breaks, but have a gradual contraction and a gradual release, and that will progressively help you to sink in to more and more depth of pressure inside the glutes and help to mobilize some of the stagnant fluids that are a part of that hypertrophy process from the overwork. I would also recommend doing this 3 to 4 contractions per position. So moving on to our second move, you need 2 blocks, or you can use like a pillow for your head or even a Coregeous ball for your head. And then for the other block, this is going to be a stage for your alpha ball, or you can use a smaller ball also, but if this is your first time with high inner thigh, the larger diameter ball is much more friendly. So the ball is looking for the highest place in your inner thigh, as close to the pelvis as possible. The block is right in front of your pelvis, and then you sling your leg over it like you're sitting on a saddle, and then allow your leg to fall down towards the ground, in other words, to adduct. And that's really going to be determined by the allowance in the soft tissues in your inner thigh. So you'll activate the adductors, hopefully with an inhale and a held breath, and then you'll exhale and you let it go. You do that several times. And so for the cross fiber, you want to think about your femur bone as making a rainbow shape over the alpha. So it'll slide forward and back. And really what this will do is it'll massage into the thicket of adductors and adductor tendons that are here. But really what we're thinking about doing is migrating our way towards the attachment of the psoas and the iliacus, which are very deep at the bone. And you know, I guess only the luckiest of us will get there, but it doesn't matter. It's the journey is what we're after here. All right, so here you want to have a clean floor club, have as much stuff off the floor as possible. It's helpful to have a strap if you have a little bit of a limited range of mobility. And we're going to take the hip through a number of ranges of motions gently. So when you're recovering, you don't want to just go full out, but you want to really tease the tissue until it becomes more compliant and comfortable. And that's the key. So go ahead and lay on your back, and you'll hold on to your right instep, or you'll lasso your right instep with the strap for half happy baby mini veni. And there's a little loop in our stretch strap that you can use, and you can put your left foot on the floor. And so you can actually stabilize with this left leg, and that will help you to get some of the mobility back into that right hip. So the first phase is to actually drive the right knee to the floor, and you want to try to mimic your deadlift position. So your ankle is attempting to be above the knee, and then you open the knee to the most comfortable degree. So you just lengthen the back of the knee here with resistance. So my hand is giving me a little resistance, and he's got the strap that can give him some resistance. And that eccentric movement, again, that's just another way to help wake up the tissue and flush the connective tissue. Then you'll adduct and cross the leg across your body while simultaneously depressing this right pelvic bone, this right ilia, and working your way through the outer hamstrings here, as well as the low back, lats, and the glute. To get a real recovery response, like to compound some additional recovery features, I'm going to show how to overpress this last position. So go ahead and adduct, cross all the way across, Greg, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a hold of his femur. If you have a partner at home or at the gym, you can do this. And then I'm using my other shin and I'm shifting. Go ahead and touch the ground with that. Yep. And now your job here is to breathe into your gut and into your rib cage. And on exhale, rotate your spine away from me. Exactly. And so I'm adding pressure here to his trochanter, and then I'm also continuing to traction here. It's really hard to get length in the low back in this position by yourself because of the tension through the fascia of the posterior hammy, posterior glute, and just the lack of familiarity we are with decoupling this collection of joints. Beautiful. And exhale, rotate. So this is something that our NFL Combine players, this is part of their RX. This is hips all days, always. That'll take you out of hip hell and right into hip heaven.